Today we're welcoming a guest that is the first one in my podcast studio, but also the one I've been the most nervous this season to interview. He's tall, he's handsome. He honestly usually does this for a living, but the truth is, I think we could know more about him. So, honestly, what do you do when you have a crush on your guest? Woo!
Thank you. I brought my own mic. I hope it's okay.
Bru's first podcast with me.
Thank you.
So you're here.
Thank you.
What the heck?
I know. Here we are on the couch.
Are you nervous at all to be talking to me? You're nervous.
This is my, my hands are already sweaty. It's my job to do this every day.
Yeah.
But I'm the one interviewing. So I feel unprepared. I didn't prepare whatsoever. Feel how sweaty those are?
Those are a little sweaty. It's okay. I don't mind.
Yeah. What are the vibes today?
I mean, that's a great question. I'm going to start with some heavy hitters. I mean, number one, do you want me to call you Josh or Bru?
Oh, yeah, Bru.
Okay.
Please, in the public eye.
In the public eye. I think we should stick with Josh.
What?
No, Bru. I mean,
excuse me?
Do you love me?
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever thought about other women in our relationship?
Never. Never in a million years.
And also,
guys, back me up. You know that's true. Never.
How much longer do I have to wait for a ring? No, I'm kidding.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I came prepared.
Stop! You're disgusting. Don't do that to me.
Yeah. Well, here we are. I'm a little upset, mad. I'm not the first guest ever.
I know, but you are the first guest in my podcast studio.
That's true.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, only before that was Katie in her backyard, Michael and Danielle in Paris, and now we have Mr. Bru on the Radio. Also, I'd like to introduce you for a second. Everyone, this is Bru on the Radio. He is a social media personality and radio extraordinaire. He is also voted for People's Sexiest Man of the Year.
That's actually why I'm here. I'm promoting that, and my campaign
nominated.
starts now. So please vote for me. It'll probably be over by the time you see this, but
also, that's my boyfriend. Literally,
Listen,
how did I just want to know how I got that.
Whoever the editor is at People that hooked that up, thank you for making this wish come true. Hopefully, we'll see. I just want to frame that because I think Glenn Powell's going to win or like Jacob Elordi. And so if I can be a small part in that little magazine, like, oh, and there's Bru, make my life. Put it on my tombstone.
Okay.
Anyways, what are we doing? What are we here?
Yeah, I'm very excited for that for you.
Thank you.
I've obviously voted every day, 6 times a day.
You can vote every day?
I don't know, but I have been. I've been inventing new emails.
New email
yeah, every time.
Bru Fan 123, Bru People Magazine 124.
Future Miss Bru Baker.
yeah, might as well lock that one.
So if I still lock that one, what's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I'm just saying it's a good email.
Oh, okay. Today is exciting because we're reversing the roles a little bit. You are normally the host of things, and now you're dating a girly who's the host of something. What's going on? I'm going to hide them underneath you because
cold.
I know I always get embarrassed that my dogs are on the camera. How does that make you feel?
Cover those.
Thank you.
No, I don't do many podcasts. I haven't been a guest on a lot of stuff, so it's always weird. It's always weird.
What do you think is like a big fear for being on a podcast? Is there anything you get nervous about beforehand?
Oh, I take pride in being prepped. Like, preparation is the best. What is it called? Confidence comes from preparation.
Oh,
so I like to be as well prepped as possible. So whenever I have a guest in, it's so easy to be like, I know everything about them. Here's what I'm going to ask. Here's how it's going to go, basically. Obviously, you leave room for spontaneity, as every good interview should be. But when do we eat the hot wings? Like, when does that come out?
No, that's not this. That's not this episode.
Not this
the
podcast.
Truth is too is that that's easy for you then if you are waiting to see what they're prepped in because you know yourself, so you are prepared.
Yeah, I guess. I was like, am I?
So
it's not about me though when I do that.
This is about you. It's all about you.
Wow.
So we're gonna be starting. This episode is. I actually don't know what it's Anna's Guide to.
Okay. You want me to pick or what? Are you asking me?
Yeah. What do you think we should name? What would this episode? If you had to think of what Anna's Guide to. Bru.
Anna's Guide to
should
Bru.
I think it's Anna's Guide to Bru.
All right. We'll take it.
Or it's Anna's Guide to Boyfriends. I don't know. Boyfriend?
Plural? Excuse me? People laughing all over. Is this a setup? I'm getting exploited.
You are getting exploited. Welcome. We're going to start today's episode. Have you listened to my podcast before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so every episode starts with this little game called Rosebud Thorn, where we're going to share something that's a rose of our week, like your peak, your happy thing. We actually know this from our friend. The bud of the week, which is something that's like to come that you're looking forward to, and a thorn, which is something that is like your thumbs down of the week.
I'm ready.
or the hurt of the week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you as the guest go first.
All right. Easy peasy. We already started with the rose. I mean, people's joy. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry,
That could be your rose. That could be your rose.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, it's such a random thing that I can't even. No, I don't want to pick that.
I'm so proud
That's
of you.
so boring. No, it's a proud. What is that? Like, vote for the personality. That's what I want.
Oh.
You know, vote for that. But that was pretty cool. I love People Magazine. They're so nice.
You're giving out the promotions like candy today on Halloween.
I don't know why. Like, speaking of this, let me
got
just bring out
Fiji
our other
Water
sponsor.
and People Magazine, and we just started.
No, it's yeah. The thorn. I can go to that right away. I got bit by a tarantula the other night in this place, in this apartment.
He's
condo.
convinced that my condo is haunted.
We've been living here the past week because she's been traveling so much. So I've been here. I wore a long sleeve shirt partially because of that. If I wore like a cutoff or something, this shoulder has that big of a bite, a spider bite on my shoulder. So in these walls somewhere, you guys. And then I was at Ralph's before this. Shout out. No, I'm just kidding. I love the crowd downstairs. I was at Ralph's buying batteries, and when I was getting the receipt, I'm not kidding, there was a brown spider on the receipt thing that you put your hand down on it. Like, if I wasn't looking, I just went to reach, I would have grabbed a spider that big. So there's something with spiders going on. Maybe it's one of those things like my grandma's trying to reach me from beyond the, with those stories.
Gosh. Yeah.
Or I'm about to turn into Spider-Man.
Okay.
Because I got the bite, and you saw it. It's pretty crazy. And now I'm seeing spiders everywhere. That's the thorn. I hate spiders.
They're all following you. Like, they're like coming to their master.
And what's the bud?
Yeah, my bud.
You're my bud.
You're my buddy.
You're my bud. Oh, man. What are we looking forward to? I think my bud, when it comes to my mind, is my parents are coming out, which is...
I was going to guess.
They haven't come out in like over a year, and they've only visited like 2-3 times ever. So they're coming out, and they're gonna be here for like 3 weeks. And I'm super excited about that. And then they also mentioned that they're gonna start something. If you're from the Midwest, it's called snowbirds, where they live in their house during the summer. Michigan's the best time in the summer, and then the winter months hit. They might start living out here for a couple months, and I'm like thrilled about that because that's my one thing about LA is that if I could pick up my family and move them here, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, have a family close by.
That's what came to mind when I think about that. And that's my rosebud thorn.
Love.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's pretty good.
That is a good one. My rose is having you today.
Oh, well, okay.
Of course.
That's a given.
That's an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
You make me nervous.
You make me nervous.
No,
I feel like my face is doing something weird right now.
No, you make me nervous, so I'm excited to have you on the episode today.
Yeah.
My bud is... Ooh, what am I going to say my bud is going to be? I'm going to the Emmys.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, my last episode, I said my bud was going to the VMAs. This episode, it's about to be award season.
Change my thorn to that.
That I'm going to the Emmys? Yeah, I know. But you're going to Michigan, which is going to be fun, and you're going to go to the first Lions game.
Yep.
So that's something that you can...
Second, week 2 for the Lions. My siblings are coming, so it's a big family thing. I guess
you have so many
buds.
Family. The family is the bud.
So many buds. My best bud's coming. My sister, my brother, my buds.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt your...
No, you're good.
Rosebud thorn.
What's my thorn? Can I do 2 weeks of saying leaving you behind? Like, that's always the worst.
Yeah, it's a little thorny.
I feel like that's like...
That shouldn't be allowed.
That's probably going to play into this episode a little bit, too, about, like, having a public relationship and, like, what life is like with, like, having such busy schedules. But
oh, yeah. It's busy.
It's busy.
We're booked and busy.
Booked and busy, but I got you cheering the whole time, so that's all that matters.
You got what?
I got you cheering the whole time, whether you're with me or not.
That is right.
So.
Absolutely. It's going to be good. I'm excited for you. It's all fun things,
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, so official because this episode of Anna's Guide is brought to you by Command Brand. Command makes it easy and worry-free to create a space that reflects who you are with damage-free hanging products. I know on socials you guys are always asking me about my DIY tips and tricks, and honestly, Command products are my go-to whenever I feel like I need to make a quick change to my apartment or make my house feel more like a home. My favorite part about Command products is that they're so versatile and I can change and move with my style as I feel, and they leave no marks, no residue, and don't ruin any of my walls. So you can visit command.com to find out where to buy Command products on this back to college season. Honestly, I feel like I'm excited for this episode because it's what I really wanted my podcast to feel like, down the road, or like as I continue to like have guests or have solo episodes. I like this idea of having episodes that are like super casual and like...
We're casual.
Look at you.
I got roasted at Ralph's again. It's a weird day.
Tell me about what the woman said to you, because I'll go out and fight someone right now.
It's like, you just get done playing tennis?
You do not look like you just got done playing tennis.
I was like, ma'am, how many 80s movies have you seen? Who wears this playing tennis?
I was going to say that. I mean, like.
And also, it's 100 degrees here right now.
Oh, it's so hot outside.
Long sleeve playing tennis right now?
Yeah, also, why are you in a long sleeve when it's 100 degrees outside?
The spider bite. I'm covering up my arms. No, I don't know. I wanted to look good for the first. It's video podcast, so for those watching right now.
Okay, baby, get that promo.
Yeah. It's not a fancy shirt. I've had this since I was like 18.
You look great.
And I've grown into it. It's one of those shirts where, you get that's like extra large and you're like, I'll never fit into that. And then finally you turn 28 years old and you're like, it fits. So that's what I'm rocking today. What are you wearing?
A gift from my sister, but I actually want to tap into what you just said.
Okay.
The 18-year-old you. What would 18-year-old you think of you right now?
He'd be like, finally, you fit into this shirt.
No, like
why'd you hang on to that for so long? It was Goodwill, $8.
No, I mean, like, where did you come from?
Mars, believe it or not. Oh, man, where did I come from? I was created in a lab.
Tell me about your
Captain America.
Okay, mister. Okay, listen.
Sorry, I took an energy drink before this because I didn't know what the vibes were.
He whispered that to me in the bathroom before we came out.
You got to start this soon or I'm going to start tweaking out. Like, if this eye starts twitching, I'm going to turn my face a little more this way. I don't do well with caffeine. That's something about me. My parents wouldn't let me have that young.
Okay.
So it's all kicking in now. But you know where I came from. A lot of people who know anything about me know we're Michiganders.
Yeah, we are.
Born and raised. Only in LA for a few years now, but it's flying by, and this feels like the new home. But obviously, Michigan is always a really proud place that I'm from. So, that's where I'm from on the map, from a small town called Ida, Michigan.
Show me on the mitten. Love her.
Right there, right in the border of Toledo. Shout out to Toledo, Ohio. That almost feels like my home because it was the closest big city.
Secretly, you were born there.
I was born in Toledo. I know. I'm not proud of the Ohio thing because, but I do love Toledo. We adopted Toledo.
Yeah.
By the way, can you imagine that was the war of Toledo and Ohio got Toledo and we got the UP because we lost? And now the UP is like the most beautiful, huge amount. And the war was over Toledo. Like,
let's talk about one other thing real quick. Josh, Bru, sorry.
Oh, man.
So one other thing. Bru is a Boy Scout and you worked at like these... You were Eagle Scout, not even a Boy Scout. You were an Eagle Scout. I feel like you have the craziest fun facts about like the wars that happened in our area that I have no idea about. You have a history mind.
Yeah. I've hit that age almost where it's like you get really interested in wars for some reason and history. I don't know what it is. My dad's really into that, so it's starting to happen already. I got New Balances the other day. It's all happening a lot sooner than I thought. But yeah, I was a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout. I worked at a national park. I was a park ranger. I was a mascot for a while. I was a kayak instructor. So the lore goes pretty deep. We were just talking about dad lore someday. Like, my kids are not going to believe half this stuff because it's just random. Are
you adding to the dad lore by doing the Honolulu Marathon with me?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know. We got a little bit of time, but that's terrifying.
Yeah.
We ran a 5K the other day, and I didn't have much fun.
I didn't either.
Didn't enjoy it too much.
I had fun with you, though. I enjoed having that time together.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you empowered me to run farther and faster than I
You don't want to see me in a marathon. It will not be bonding time. It'll be
fighting for your life.
Like hangry for 24 hours. Just ripping gel packets. I don't know. Maybe. It'd be cool to say we did it.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, like, imagine our kids one day being like, hey, what did you guys do when you were like 26, 27, 28?
Yeah, plus Hawaii is great.
Yeah, we love Hawaii.
Probably my favorite spot.
Yeah. So kind of playing into your lore too, I feel like your job is something that we don't really hear about very often in today's society. You're kind of like doing something that, what is the radio? I feel like people have Spotify, people have Apple Music. What made you want to get into doing the radio?
Man. Well, first of all, how dare you? No, just kidding.
I only listen to the radio because my boyfriend's on it.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. The radio is a old, what do you call it? It's a forgotten art is what I feel like. But it's like vinyl. It's going to come back. There's too much stuff to consume. Sometimes you just want to turn something on and just like let someone pick for you. So that's why I love radio still. I grew up in, like I said, a small town. So we had a long drive to our school. I went to this Christian school or whatever. And so we had a long drive in the mornings and we would listen to these morning shows. And it's where I really first had the relationship with that medium. And I never thought about it as a career because it's just something you have on when you're driving to school and it's like in the morning and you kind of hate that you're awake that early. But what I didn't realize was how much those people on the radio that weren't even real, I never even met them, felt like family, because they just entertained you. They made the mornings a little less unbearable. And also, like, it was something I got to bond over with my mom because we'd play the games they would do in the morning. We would try to win contests and everything. So without me even knowing it, it became such a close thing to my heart. And then when I didn't know what to do out of high school, I fell into this college fair, and there was a school in Michigan called Speckshauer School of Media Arts. It doesn't exist anymore, where they taught you broadcast arts, and it was like a 1-year technical school. They kind of pushed you to go to college after that, like, and get a degree, but basically they taught you super entry level stuff, like, and I wanted to do TV or sports broadcasting because that was like my love. I love sports so much. And when they taught me radio on the off days of TV, just fell in love with it because unlocked like a creativity in me because I don't know, I was pretty shy. I feel like I'm pretty shy, but
you would never guess it.
Yeah, still definitely identify it as that. But when I don't know, I was in the room and it was just me and like the music and 4 walls and getting to connect with people in their cars and stuff, it just made me find my voice, and that's how I fell in love with it. And yeah, I just kept advancing with it. Obviously, the TikTok thing happened. I was able to come out to LA and do radio, and now the show is national, which means it's on radio stations across the country. So there's a good chance I'm in the city that you're at if you're listening right now or watching this podcast. And it's great. I love it so much. I still believe in radio because it's one of the last things that like you can connect with people on the daily in such an intimate way. Audio is so intimate. Obviously, we're always listening to something. Like I always have my AirPods in, even if I'm not at work. So I don't know. And obviously it bleeds into all different things like social media or TV or everything. It all ties in so well together. So I'm really glad that radio is the first step because it just really made a great foundation of like connecting with people, which is the most important thing, I think, in what we do. Yeah. If I'm talking really fast, I'm sorry.
You're not at all. No, I'm listening. You're doing such a good job.
Is flowing.
No, it's so good. In all honesty, I feel like
take my socks off?
Yeah, you can take your socks. I would love to see those toes. Give them to me right now.
Not yet.
But so honestly, I feel like that's the thing too. Did you know you were gonna make it to LA? Was that ever a goal?
No. I made it to Detroit, which was my peak. I started in a town called Bad Axe, Michigan. Look it up. More farm animals than people. Just talking to cows all day on the radio. I was on AM radio. Most people don't know what AM, I feel like AM radio is.
Break it down for me, baby.
It's just the staticky one that you're accidentally hit in the car. You're like, what is this? So anyways, from there I went to Toledo and I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a big city. And then I got to go up to Detroit and I was like, this is it. I am in my home state's big city. I'm going to be here forever. I can't wait to retire here. But then the pandemic hit. And it opened up such a opportunity for like making content in different ways. So I wasn't seeing anybody. I wasn't getting to like go to concerts or give away things to listeners or go to events or anything like that. So I started posting content on TikTok, and that took off. And that got me a bunch of job interviews for like stations in New York or LA. And I remember talking to my dad about it. He was just like, this is a fork in the road where basically you can try these things, and if it doesn't work out, you can always come back and like you'll have the same amount of success as you're having now, but why not shoot for the moon? And I felt like New York I kind of had a taste of because Detroit's like, it's a city, it snows there, it's kind of, has the same vibe. But California was always like, we used to vacation here because my grandparents would stay out here. So I was like, this is the dream. If I could live anywhere, I'd probably pick there. Just California in general because I'm such an outdoors person, Boy Scout. So to get to surf and like do all these things, and it's what you make it out here. LA is it is what you make it place that it's been great. It's been the best decision ever. I met you out here on that journey pretty early on. And I can't believe I ended up here. No way. And half the stuff I've done, I still can't believe that we're doing.
I think it's so crazy that you had that conversation with your dad for that fork in the road because I feel like I had that internal conversation with like when I was choosing to come to LA as well. It was like, do I stay in engineering or do I fork in the road and go to LA and go to grad school and get my master's? And I feel like I had the exact same mentality of it's like I can always go backwards. I can always like go back to being an engineer in Michigan, but like taking the chance to like take a leap somewhere new.
It's so scary at first because you're like, I don't know why, but it's like your instincts are like, don't leave what's comfortable. But now I am like the biggest advocate for trying those things, taking that risk because man, you never know what's going to happen. Almost every single one of those risks have like turned out for the better, which I think is just how it is. You just adapt and work on what is in front of you and you make the most of it. So Also, I talk for 10 seconds at a time on the radio in between songs, so I also feel like I'm talking so much right now. I'm like,
no.
And here's Sabrina Carpenter with Please, Please, Please. Like, I need a break. This is already
okay,
more
well,
than
let's take a little break and let's talk about something else that's kind of cute. You said that you were picking between LA and New York.
Yeah.
I was also picking between LA and New York. Do you think that if I would have picked somewhere different, you also would have, like, coincidentally from the universe ended up somewhere different?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think if I would have picked New York, there would have been some, like, universe
would have shifted me?
Yeah, you would have went to New York, of course. Because I think that, like, whatever, universe God was like, gosh, they missed so many times in Michigan that I got to force them to get together in LA.
That's the thing I wanted to talk about. Our invisible string theory of you and me.
It's a crazy thing.
This is its own lore, really. Mm-hmm. We were at the same Faster Horses.
Oh, yeah.
Music festival.
Heck of a concert.
We grew up an hour and a half away from each other in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
We even have, like, some minor crossover in friends and things like that.
Yeah, like different things during that college era of crossing paths. My grandma lived in Hillsdale, which is like so close to where you grew up.
20 minutes from where I lived?
Yeah.
30 minutes maybe?
Probably drove by a bunch of times.
Didn't even know. You probably saw a girl in a white Jeep and you're like, she's hot.
Yeah, 13-year-old me.
I was 12. I would have been driving a white Jeep at 12.
Oh, yeah. Who was that? No, I'm just kidding. It is nuts to think about.
It's wild to think, and then we end up here.
I feel like
do you want to tell the story, or because you've talked so much, you want me to tell the story, and you can correct me if I...
Oh, a meeting? Yeah, go ahead.
Of us meeting.
You're way better
I think that we have to call out one person.
Oh, yeah.
Who's also on the People's magazine best-looking TikTokers.
Oh, yeah.
We have an interesting lore with this person of how we had met. Long story short, we went to a party together. We had been following each other on social media. Some DMs had been exchanged, inviting me to come to Michigan to get coffee, saying that maybe, but I also know I was never really going back to Michigan.
Mm-hmm. I'll never forget that. Yeah, I'll never forget DMing. You were the first person I DM'd because you're the only LA person I knew.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, I did a TikTok about going to Starbucks and them giving me a random word to use on the radio, and you were the Starbucks queen at the time of doing all the drinks and stuff. So I was like, hey, shout out to you. It was inspired by you because obviously I've seen all your videos. I was like, let's get coffee sometime. I didn't know your status relationship-wise. I don't get that much content of that theme. But
I was also single, so it was fine.
Okay, perfect. And then what was I going to say about the and then I was like, hey, guess what? I'm actually moving to LA. That's crazy. We can do it there and
get coffee.
Yeah, we never really like followed up on that until we bumped into each other.
And then that's what's crazy is like then he ended up moving out. I was asked to come to a photo shoot with our friends that you were at because I had a key to get onto the campus they were trying to get on, and that's how we kind of had that little crossover for like a second. I was so nervous, y'all. We
were shooting like photos for some reason. I still don't remember what it was for.
For the cover of the music.
Yes, we were shooting a cover for a guy's Spotify thing, and the girl that was supposed to be on the thing with me got replaced by you.
At some point, they put us together on the car, and they were like, "This energy's immaculate.
Let's just get some pics. Like, why not? Like, let's get a pic together." That was so funny.
That was so
and then
cute.
We saw it at a birthday party.
And then this is also like an extension of this story. So 2 months go by from that, and we don't see each other. We end up at a friend's birthday party. I walk in. He's there. I think he's the finest man alive. Also, this is like a kind of funny little lore of this too. I at the time had kind of expressed to like one of the girls in the group that I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's a cutie patootie. What am I gonna do?" And she was like, "Oh my gosh, no, he has a girlfriend." He didn't have a girlfriend, guys.
Don't you hate when that happens?
She lied because she wanted some more time to try to date you before I did.
Oh man, sneaky.
Lore.
That's crazy. I didn't know people were like that.
No, I didn't either. The LA lifestyle.
Wow.
But what's funny is
didn't work.
It didn't work, and I was like, okay, if he has a girl, there's no way then I'm not gonna be that girly. So I avoided at all costs. And but what's funny is Connor Fibula, you might know him on social media, who also is voted to be one of People's best looking social media male stars.
I get it. I voted for him. I had to.
We adore Connor. Came up to both of us individually that night and said, "I just can feel it in my core that you're gonna date Bru on the radio." And I was like, okay. And he went up to you individually and he's like, "I can just feel it in my core that you're gonna date Anna."
I was like, that's crazy. It's like, how did he know? He read our minds.
6 months later.
Yeah, 6 months later, which is kind of crazy. Half a year later, because it was like an interesting transition time. I don't know. who's like freshly moved to LA, kind of focused on career-wise because it was like such a whirlwind.
Yeah.
You were living kind of in Ventura still and like working on a condo. So it was a weird time, but there was inklings, there were seedlings, and Connor knew it before anybody else. So shout out to him. And now he has a podcast that's killing it. We're on a podcast right now.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Look at us go.
Thriving.
Who would have thought?
Power. Not me. Sorry. And now we're all the future of Hollywood.
Oh, really? Do you think that?
Well, I know Connor and Brooke are going to be.
I love Connor and Brooke.
They're going to be in rom-coms and stuff.
I don't think I've ever laughed as hard as I laughed during the episode they had with Tristan, where they were like, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Someone back me up here.
Yeah. Play the clip.
Play the clip. Cut to the clip.
What did I just see? Oh, Connor's mind's so funny. He was doing like word puns, and I love puns. Obviously, any brew pun I can do, I will make. But he was like, oh gosh, I lost it. Sorry.
We're gonna have a whole segment of this podcast episode talking about how much we love Brooke and Connor. We are a fan club. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how it ended up working out in our favor. That like it took a little while.
Mm-hmm. As all good things do.
As all good things do. You had play some inklings.
Yes,
you might have told me that you were going to marry me one day at one point.
I did. It was shooting my shot.
It was shooting his shot. Out of the blue as well.
What do you call it? It was like hedging my bets.
Oh.
I was like, I saw the vision.
He saw that literally
future.
Out of the blue, just said, it's you and I that are going to get married one day.
Hey, it was, yeah, it was.
Who says that? Do you want to tell me what happened 6 months later that reconnected us?
Was it the trip or was it the national park or was it the
I think a little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both.
Easy. I could tell this so quick. I'm the worst though. Like any guy that tells stories is like, when they're like,
I'm giving you the tea.
Hey,
he's going to give you the spark notes.
Yeah, exactly. Like our best friends of 10 years broke up. It's like, what happened? I don't know, but they're done.
Yeah, exactly.
no details.
Yeah, it's like, well, did you ask him why he did that?
No. He sounded
it's
sad.
Just over.
Didn't work out.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got invited to a little group trip to Joshua Tree. And
why did you say it like that?
Joshua Tree, because I don't know, it's a good energy drink. And that's where I said, I was like, it's you and me. We're gonna.
While he was standing under steaming hot water in a shower.
I just swam, so you got to get the chlorine off. In a swimsuit, perfect swimsuit. Gotta classify these details. And yeah, I don't know. There's magic in Joshua Tree.
There's magic in Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
We had this really sweet moment where I feel like we were with a big group of friends too, like maybe 10 or 15 of us. Mm-hmm. We're all staying at this house together. I think one moment that I really, really remember was I was kind of like venting about just like dating and life and kind of this like thing of like, I just don't really feel like anybody like really sometimes puts me first, or like, I'm not really sure if I ever want to date, or like what I'm going to do when I'm dating, or like I don't really want a boyfriend, all this stuff, because I just don't think like my expectations are just really high and I'm just not sure how it's going to turn out. And you across the hot tub came over to me and two hands, not even kidding, both hands cupped my face and said to me, "You deserve the world." Like out of the blue, he's like, "Don't." And I mean, there were drinks flowing, but it was just like, except for me, obviously. I was
you
dead
get some
sober.
Red wine in me. I am a hopeless romantic.
He came over and he cut my face and he's like, "Anna, don't say that. You're gonna find a man who's gonna give you the world."
And it's not like I'm not like that deep down, but man, you get the red wine, it's like unlocks the chamber of my intimate.
20 minutes later, he said, "I'm going to marry you one day." And I was like, what is going on?
Okay, maybe a little too much red wine, but no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But anyways, after that, I was like, we really hit it off, and I knew at the bare minimum, like not the bare minimum, but like I was like, there's something there. At least deep down, I knew, because there was something else floating around that like in my head, I was like, if that goes badly, that's the universe telling me.
He's hinting at the fact that like casually there was something else.
Yeah, like whatever you want to call it, situationship. And I was like, if that goes poorly, that's my sign. And it did. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So the week after, Lollapalooza was happening. And I had I had an extra VIP pass and a pit thing for like my interviews and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't have anyone to go. And I obviously like this girl. It's a big shot in the dark, but I knew that, she's like a social media creator. So like her schedule is a little fluid and whatever. I know you don't like that part of it, but
I don't mind.
I'm just like, she might say yes. That's why I thought that'd be a good idea. So I invited her to
fly out. I like the idea. The only reason he says I don't like that, I like the idea that it was like solely because he's like, I want this girl with me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Absolutely.
That is the romantic in me, and the realist in him, I think, is like the love.
I'm very logistical.
Yeah,
I'm
he's like,
right, how do I get
okay,
these flights?
who can do this for a week? Who can take a weekend
hotel,
off?
I think. No, I don't know.
I think I just booked a hotel.
Yeah. So you did, and that was the best. That was the best weekend.
It was unbelievable.
Off. And then
we came home.
Yeah, we came back.
Can we talk about a little element of this too? Your Boy Scout element of this?
Yeah.
My mother didn't. We alluded to this very briefly. Situationship ends bad, and my mother was like, "You're never traveling with a boy again." Pretty much was how this had ended.
Her mom radar was up.
My mom radar was peak radar, and so when I told her that, I was like, "Hey, so you know how you said I could never like travel with boys again? This weekend, another boy invited me."
Back to back.
And my mom was like, "Literally, no, you're not allowed to go." You know Matka. She's like, "There's no way you're allowed to go." And I was like, "Come on, he's from Michigan. He's a good guy. Like, you gotta let me go with this boy." I was like, "It's literally nothing. It's like, it's gonna be just like, it's just fun." We were going to Lollapalooza. I grew up going to Lollapalooza with my older sister. So
very
I was
respectable. Like, no expectations either. It was
very much it wasn't like, it also didn't feel like a weird, like we had made jokes and like we had been like kind of like fun and playful with each other, but like there was nothing had happened. Nothing, like I don't even think we'd ever like.
Very much friendship still.
Very much friendship. So I didn't really think that this weekend was going to turn into much. So, my mom said the only way I can go is if she was able to FaceTime call him and ask him about the trip. And I was like, yeah, for sure. That's allowed. That's for sure super cool. Yeah, I want the boy that I'm really into to like have this moment with me.
Like, I'm 25, but that's okay.
Yeah, like I'm a grown adult, but sure, my mother can call you on the phone. Bills. So I called him. I had called you on my way home from work, and I was like, hey, can you FaceTime my mom in 30 minutes? And can you guys talk about the trip? And when I tell you, my mom, I had FaceTime called you first. Bru had a ring light set up in his studio, like well lit in front, like front facing. My mom comes into frame and he's like, hello, Mrs. Sitar. My name's Bru, and I'm so happy to meet you. I'm from Michigan. I'm also a Boy Scout, so I believe in the buddy system. I also taught kickboxing, so I can fight off any threats for your daughter.
Another random job.
You had like the full like resume. My mom was like, yeah, he's good. That's fine.
Never met a mom that didn't love me.
No.
I'm just kidding. Yes. No, I know. I get it. I think a lot like a parent, which is odd. But
okay,
I
Daddy.
get it.
No,
I respect it so much, and I get it. And Midwest vibes, Midwest morals.
I'm
very familiar.
Huge. Like, I think that makes big. Do you think that plays a huge role in our relationship in terms of like how we grew up, relating to who we are as individuals in LA?
Oh yeah. Like, listen, there's bad people everywhere, but when you tell me you're from the Midwest or like Michigan or something, there's a little bit of trust there. Like, I'm like, okay, you get it a little bit, and we usually click faster. But I get that with Texas people too. Texas are really sweet. And Californians are a little nicer than a lot of credit they get, a little more credit than they get. But yeah, Midwest, Chicago, meet a lot of Chicago people out here.
A lot of like Illinois and Indiana and Ohio people.
So yeah, there's something to that. But obviously, meeting your family really early on too is so nice because they are. Because I mean, again, there's weird people everywhere, but your family's a lot like mine, where they're so like moral and family based and stuff. So it made it really easy to connect with them early on. It felt like
the day after Bru and I kissed, he installed my toilet with my dad in my first apartment.
Talk about in the trenches.
Also, my sister Delphina, who I love with all of my heart, is the ultimate lion of a big sister. Okay, like lioness. Like she asks the questions that matter. And we were in the bathroom painting the bathroom. Bru came to help us paint. There's 6 of us in a bathroom that is not even the size of this couch, honestly. And we were painting the walls like this mint green gray color. And my sister is like, so where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to college? Do you have religion? Do you believe in God? What's this? What's like asking every question you could ever imagine. Like I saw the sweat down his brow, like when my sister was questioning him, but you survived it.
Yeah, no, I thought.
And that's an older sibling's job.
It is. Yeah. I wasn't expecting it on the first, not even, we haven't gone on a date yet.
No.
Unless you count Chicago, but.
We had gone on the picnic.
Yeah, okay.
We just hadn't kissed yet.
Yeah,
we had kissed the day before.
We weren't like dating or anything, but to get all that, I was like, oh, I'm just here to help. I'm here to install a toilet. I'm basically her neighbor at that point. I was like down the street, so I was like, I can come help. But obviously we were building towards something. But it was funny because I was not expecting that.
Oh, what do you mean you kissed me? I thought we were married.
Yeah, well, obviously yes. But
you were happy that you didn't know that my sister was going to do that.
Yeah, because you can't prepare for that.
No, you can never
be
prepare.
Authentically you and hope they accept you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy like how quickly time has flown. It's been almost 3 years since then.
That's crazy to think. But time flies so much quicker out here, I swear, in LA. I don't know why. I think it's just so much exciting stuff happening.
I think the internal summer, too.
Traveling. Yeah, you don't feel seasons anymore. Holidays are so quick because we go home for a week and then you're done. And it's like, that's the holidays. So, I don't know. It's a good thing and a bad thing. And I think it's like literally the saying, you know, time flies when you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're really having fun. But it's like, slow down a little bit.
I have
Also,
fun
when
with
you get older, it's scary, man. This piece of the pie keeps getting smaller.
Exactly.
Smaller and smaller. Let's not go down that route. That's a little depressing.
We're going to stay away from that one for a little bit.
Depresso.
That's that me, depresso.
Should we do a nonsense outro when we're done?
Yes. Let's do one last topic that I just wanted to like.
Sure.
Or, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about our relationship? I kind of just enjoy having you here.
I'm just happy to be here.
I mean, I was going to ask like some serious questions about like what's it like sharing our relationship online? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
I can do quick synopses. You know me, I'm way less vocal about it, I guess. I don't know, not for any reason. It's just it's also I'm a kind of guy. I don't know. That's a dumb reason though. It was never my content, so it's really easy for me to be like, oh, that's just different than our relationship. So I can separate it pretty easily of like what we post and what's online and what our actual relationship's like, which makes it a lot easier to like prioritize. I feel like, but yeah. It's cool. I'm glad that we understand each other. We're in the same business in terms of like just entertainment because it's so crazy. It'd be interesting to see like if you dated like an accountant or something, or if I dated like a lawyer. I don't know.
Do you think about dating other people?
I do not. But I think it'd be so interesting, and I'm sure it's obviously possible.
To see what the lifestyle looks like in comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I value it.
I appreciate having you here.
Yeah. Happy to be here. Anytime.
Let's end our relationship talk on one last little thing. You asked me to be your girlfriend. How did you ask me to be your girlfriend?
Oh, I gave you a ring pop.
Yeah, you did.
Ring pop. And we were headed to Vegas with your family. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to go on this trip unless you're my girlfriend.
Oh.
In not a ultimatum way. Like very much like, gosh, I can't go one more day without you being my girlfriend.
Oh.
And I had a ring pop. I actually bought the ring pop for that. I thought it'd be a good idea. Because it's like cheesy. And because I made the joke early on where I was like, you know we're going to get married anyway. So that's what I did.
That's cute.
And you liked it?
I liked it.
And then we had a great weekend in Las Vegas.
And then we got upgraded to first class. We flew first class to the Vegas.
And then our flight attendant was like, you two are kindred spirits. I've never heard that word in my life.
No, I've never heard it either. And it was so nice.
And I was like,
it was
yeah,
so
nice.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, we are.
Yeah. But
is there anything you would change about our relationship?
Anything I would change?
Yeah.
Your last name.
Get out of here.
No, I don't. Not that I could think of. Sorry, guys. Like I said, lock and key. Not great podcast content.
No.
But,
would you come on my podcast again?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Okay.
Hey, this is like second nature. I feel like we found our groove. I got to stop looking at the camera. I'm just like,
it's okay.
I'm like talking
Look into my eyes.
You and me.
Looking at my eyes right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to play a game with me?
Oh, I love games.
Okay. Okay, so the game is who's most likely to.
This is like the wedding games. Hold up a shoe.
Who's it's like the audience where
dead?
It's like who's most likely to. Who's more dead?
I don't know.
Get out of here. It's like that, like the TikTok trend where it's like who's most likely to.
Gotcha.
You know.
Easy.
I have my finger ready.
And
then you can say it out the audio. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Did you hear that? It's our finger movements. Okay.
Yep.
Who's most likely to do big, grand romantic gestures?
Oh, that's Anna, 100%. I mean, I'll do them, but here's my thing. Just for context, I'm a very much like, you got to make a count. Like, if all moments are special, none of them are. So I choose them wisely. Like a beach picnic, or like a thing of sand from that beach picnic, or like a big trip. You just are like overflowing with the romanticism.
Yeah,
like,
I
everything can be a gesture, which is great. But yeah, you're more likely to do it more.
Yeah, I agree. I also voted for myself. I think that it's like even a thing of like
seasonal.
Yeah, I'm more of like I celebrate every month anniversary. Every month anniversary he gets like a card. I think like
we're like month 278 and it's like,
we will be like sitting together and I'm like, guess what I did for us today? And he's like, what? I'm like, I got us a trip, I got us a vacation. He's like, oh, okay.
It was like, it's August 14th. No, it's like,
well, do you know what happened on this day 3 years ago?
Like,
you
bumped
my
Panda
foot.
Express.
Yeah.
Oh.
Another promotion.
No,
sponsor of this episode.
That is part of the Bru Show. Sorry, continue.
Okay, tell me more.
Who's the most likely to get a spontaneous tattoo?
That'd be you.
I also think me.
I'm a big don't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari type of guy. I would
Okay.
never get I don't know if I would never get a tattoo, but I just have no desire right now. So, and you've been flirting with the idea.
I have been. I think it's like art. I think it's like your body's a canvas. Let's make it something cool.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, who's most likely to make new friends on vacation?
Bru.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you seek them out more. Like you're better at like,
Are you kidding? I can't leave you alone at a hotel bar for longer than 3 minutes, and before you're friends with a retired couple sitting there.
It
like,
goes, the retirement couple.
He loves an old couple.
Oh, but you are like on a plane. I have a rule where I don't really like to talk to anybody on planes.
I love talking to people.
It's so intimate. Like I have headphones and a thing on, so I just kind of like close off to the world. But you've made lasting friendships and like business relationships with people on planes.
I have.
So you're great with that. I still think you're more of like you can be friends with people instantly. I gotta like warm up to him. I gotta be in the right mindset for it. Like
He's
if I'm
gotta
in
have a couple glasses of wine.
Remember that couple in Hawaii?
That's what I mean. That's the first people I thought of.
Or in Italy, we met an English couple that I got their email and like wanted to start
We've
emailing
been sending them updates of our life.
No, shout out to them. They were like 80.
They were so nice.
I
Okay.
love old couples.
Okay, who gets the most starstruck by celebrities?
Me.
Do you?
You don't at all. I feel like
it's my job.
It's your job. Yeah.
There's a switch.
I feel like I like see them. I'm like, go talk to, and you will go up and talk to them for me.
It's the best icebreaker when your boyfriend is like, oh my gosh, you know what? I am such a fan of your movie. Have you met my girlfriend Anna?
No, literally, he's like, hey, let's get a photo for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy.
Okay, who gets more nervous or got more nervous when meeting the other person's family?
Oh, obviously not me, because I met your family and I was changing a toilet and like talking about my life.
Yeah, I will say I met your family and we had been dating
Thanksgiving.
for 2 weeks and he brought me home to stay for 3 days and
Thanksgiving.
I had never had to meet a parent's family before. Like,
What do you mean? You
I-
never
a
met your other...
No,
What?
but it wasn't like I went to high school with them. So it was like you
What?
just saw them in casual. Like it
You
was
met
like
'em.
yeah, but it wasn't like a serious thing. You know, like it was like you saw them outside of school or like you're at a
Yeah.
sporting event or something and it's like, oh hey, it wasn't like I went and lived with your parents for 3 days with you.
I didn't think it was that deep. Yeah. Also, I
was
know
nervous.
my parents. They're like
they're
the
the
most...
nicest people. Honestly, they made me feel so welcome. It was a phenomenal. Like I could not have gone better.
Yeah, they're
And
like...
now I go hang out with them without him around. I go back and visit them when Bruce's not there.
She really does. Jealous.
Okay, Slay.
Let's see my parents.
Who's most likely to spontaneously fly back to Michigan?
I mean, I'm doing that this weekend, so I guess me for now. You're still the more...
I would have said me, but yeah.
Travel stresses me out, so you're more on the go.
Maybe
You'll go
Bru. Yeah.
any day of the week. You'll fly somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, most likely to win Survivor between the two of you.
You.
I'll tell
Eagle
you any
Scout.
knot you want right now. Give me this quarter here.
That's
A
hot.
Square knot
Stop
right
it.
Now. No. Yeah, I can start a fire with a rock. No big deal. Yeah, I got survival skills.
I can start a fire with a rock. Tell me
But I've
more.
gotten a little soft out here. I'm not going to lie. I DoorDash more than I would hope.
I don't know. I still want to see the knot a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is the better cook?
Bru.
Really? Thank you.
Did you
cook
you
some
liked
good
my
meals,
you
though.
liked my meal like 2 nights ago?
You're really good with like your classics. She made chicken, potatoes, and corn, and I was like,
Okay,
can't
it's
go
called
wrong.
baby goulash, but go off.
There's nothing of goulash about it. Goulash is a
It's-
pasta.
Yes,
It's the little
I
macaroni
think it's
elbow
the meat
noodles.
and gravy is the goulash.
I always thought goulash was
My
like,
mom calls it baby goulash because chicken's easier to digest than like pork, and I think goulash is
Oh.
normally like a pork, and so
Yeah.
it's called like baby goulash because
Yeah,
it's
it's like
like
a
soft
beef
on the
noodles.
tummy.
either way, it's delicious.
I'm a sensitive eater.
It's just chicken and potatoes. That's all it is. That's all. I don't know anything goulash and gravy.
Listen, I slayed the house down. Don't come for me.
Hey,
Okay, who is most likely to be late to their own wedding?
I actually would say Bru.
would you say me?
I would.
I don't know. If we're going to an event together, for some reason, I feel like I'm later, but because I bank on you to get us there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when it's solo, I'm more on time. I was here for this podcast an hour early. So,
Yes, he was. I
you
will
know,
give him that.
I do. I'm pretty punctual unless, but I think the wedding day, you're going to be like
I think we'll be right on
ready
time.
to go. I think we'll be fine. Neither.
Okay, who is more handy, like DIY home projects?
Here's the thing.
I think I can fix more.
I still live in an apartment where I have maintenance, so I just don't need to. Here, you kind of have to. It's the middle of the day and something happens. You're like, oh, I had to get my hands down the sink and stuff. But I tried to fix your sink the other day. I got your shower thing working all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm enjoying the maintenance life. It's
The
free.
maintenance-free life, yeah.
I'm gonna if I'm paying rent, I'm gonna get my money's worth and let them do it. But yeah, you're really handy.
I think I can fix almost anything too, like
Yeah.
flat tire.
And, like,
anything, we're good.
In my high school, we didn't have sports like swimming or soccer.
It's that
even.
engineering problem-solving mind that
Yeah,
really
you
gets
definitely
me.
have that. But I was gonna say I didn't have we didn't have like good sports like swimming or soccer or anything. It was just like such a small school. I had wood shop and welding and metalworking. So I can build you an Adirondack chair tomorrow. But in terms of like everyday stuff, you're killing it. You're really
Thanks,
good
baby.
at it.
I appreciate you.
Okay, if there's a spider in the house, who gets it?
They get me anyways. Doesn't matter. They just bite me.
This is the thing. I think this is actually a big problem in our relationship that we should
I get
unpack.
the spider, obviously.
I don't know that he always does.
What do you mean? I've gotten it every last time.
Okay.
I don't mind at all.
He's also just as fearful.
Yeah. It doesn't make it less scary. It's like, just because I'm scared of it doesn't mean that I'm like less. Yeah. I don't remember you ever killing a bug.
No, because I don't like bugs and they scare me.
All right.
That's not my job.
There you go. This answers your question.
Okay, when you're both driving somewhere, who has aux?
Bru every time.
It's my job.
That's his job.
I am the radio
now,
DJ.
driving might be Anna. No,
No one laughed. No one laughed. Even when I'm driving, she drives. She likes to grab the steering wheel.
I do.
Dangerous.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I like being a passenger princess, but I also love control.
It's a bad combo. Bad combo. She'll honk the horn. She'll pull the wheel.
Here's the thing. Okay.
Pet peeve
Let's be
101.
so for real right now. I am not an aggressive person. I'm the most gentle, passive person at any point in life. You get me on the road, it's game over for everybody else on the road.
Yeah.
The horn is there to be used.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy people in the world. I just don't think it's worth making someone mad.
But
I
also
just would
some
love...
people, I've seen Bru get almost cut off trying to pull into a parking spot and not use his horn. So I will reach over and use it for him. Is that so bad?
What's the point of getting upset? It's life is life. I don't need that added stress. But yeah, I just would love somebody who follows you to see you just swearing, driving by.
I never swear. I just beep beep.
Oh, okay.
Rapid fire ones.
Let's do it.
I'm so
We'll
excited.
be quicker.
A stray animal.
Yeah. 100%.
Instantly, Anna.
It almost happened twice in the last week. Yeah.
Okay, most likely to sell foot pics.
I actually think Bru.
I mean, everyone's
You
got a
have
brace.
really nice feet.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Why do you think I have socks on?
I have bunions,
No,
so
yeah.
you're winning in this relationship.
Most likely to buy a boat.
Also, probably me.
I'd buy a boat. Why not?
We'd go in together.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one is a cute one. What is the other person's love language?
Good luck.
Good
I'm
luck.
kidding.
Yeah. Words of affirmation, touch. Those are the big ones, obviously.
Yeah, the big ones.
What are mine?
Quality time and acts of service.
Yeah. Yeah, you
love
helped me
when I
drop my car off this morning, and my cup is full.
Yeah, you
Thanks
love
for
when
the
I
help.
lighten your load.
Well, guys, it's been a great episode. Thanks for listening. Ow! Yeah. Yeah, there was always going to be a point where we just knew it would come to an end. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow the podcast at Anna's Guide, at Anna X Star. I'm at Bru on the Radio. People's Magazine, Sexiest Man Alive. You could vote for me.
I think we're done. Ooh, so official because this episode of Anna's Guide is brought to you by Command Brand. Command makes it easy and worry-free to create a space that reflects who you are with damage-free hanging products. I know on socials you guys are always asking me about my DIY tips and tricks, and honestly, Command products are my go-to whenever I feel like I need to make a quick change to my apartment or make my house feel more like a home. My favorite part about Command products is that they're so versatile and I can change and move with my style as I feel, and they leave no marks, no residue, and don't ruin any of my walls. So you can visit command.com to find out where to buy Command products on this back to college season.